Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Goalpost. I'm your go-to guy for anything football related, from exciting moments to in-depth analysis. We've got it covered. I'm your host, Oluwamayowa. I'm not alone. I have the usual suspect with me. Timmy, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, wherever you're hearing us from. Good morning in the studio. It's an amazing day again. Beautiful Wednesday morning, cool, cozy. So nice to be in the studio. A lot of surprises yesterday. Loads of surprises yesterday, and I hope we don't get some surprises again today. And the right team goes through. It's an amazing week of football, and we are ready to dive into it.
Well, in any case, it's always amazing always having you here. I mean, it's always impressive seeing you give us your insight analysis. Nigeria, it seems to be a bad day for Nigerians yesterday. Ademola Lookman dumped out of the Champions League. Chukwueze also dumped out of the Champions League. The smaller teams doing it. Bayern Munich had to wait till the last kick of the game before an Alfonso Davies showed up. Monaco and Benfica, they dogged it out. 6 goals in that particular match. Both teams scoring freely, and the rest of that. But in any case, the one that is most surprising is AC Milan losing at home. A whole lot of people, they've been coming for their captain. I think he didn't give a good account of himself yesterday as regards his performance. I mean, how you're on a yellow card, why would you go and dive? It doesn't make any logical sense. And a whole lot of people are questioning the fact that he's even the captain of the team. Santiago Jimenez gave AC Milan an early lead in the first minute, setting an optimistic tone for the home side. Julian Canzaras, leveled the match in the 73rd minute, securing Feyenoord a 2-1 progression to the round of 16. Also on the table is the red card shown to a second yellow card shown to Theo Hernandez for simulation. What do you make of that particular game? Do you think um, Theo Hernandez threw away the chances of AC Milan, in qualifying for the next round?
Um, um, yes, red cards are part of football. All this diving and antics and all these things are part of football. I don't know. I always have a different view to just picking on one person and saying the person is responsible for whatever the misfortune that has happened to AC Milan. Theo Hernandez has been a very, very good servant for AC Milan, and I think it's quite a bit unfair to 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 judge him this way and put all the blame on him. Yes, you're on a yellow card. You shouldn't be diving. In the era of VAR where things can easily be spotted, you shouldn't be doing that. It's unprofessional. And you are the captain of the side, so you shouldn't be doing that. But on the larger scale, you have to check the performance of AC Milan itself. How has AC Milan performed over 2 legs? And when you look at it, the performance of AC Milan itself, their performance even in the league, the weekend in the league, they struggled to win 1-0. So you could see it has been coming. A team that wants to overturn a deficit in the Champions League will do well in the league prior to the next match they're playing in the Champions League. You could see a Man City in the weekend. They won 4-0. That's the team that's preparing for Real Madrid today, and you could see and you will see they will give Real Madrid a good fight. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the match. For me, AC Milan didn't play well. They should have themselves to blame. They shouldn't be putting the blame on just one person. If you had died rightly and they give them a penalty and they give them what they wanted and and they slot in and scored, what would they have said? Would they have said, "Oh, he's the captain, he shouldn't have done that"? No, they wouldn't have said that. They probably have been happy and saying, although it's not a penalty, but it's football. So again, it's football. They shouldn't blame one person.
I mean, I saw the expression on Sergio Conceição's face. He was really livid. We also saw the former Man City player Kyle Walker in that particular game. Tammy Abraham also made a cameo appearance. He's been struggling with form and just that. AC Milan had the game in the bag until the red card. They were even, looking like a team that will probably progress until that particular red card. I mean, if you look at the first leg, even the first leg, um, they were in that particular situation because of a Mike Maigan mistake. It seems AC Milan being dumped out of the Champions League, is a compilation of errors from players that were supposed to show up. Maigan made a mistake in the first leg that led to, the goal for Feyenoord. Theo Hernandez, for whatever reason, decided to dive. In as much as, you are right, if the dive had gone their way, they would have given them a penalty, and that probably would have resulted in AC Milan scoring the second goal. But at that level, and at the point that you're already on a yellow card, you should not be flirting with something that will kick you out of the game. I mean, the moment they became one man less, the pressure was just so much. They couldn't contain the pressure anymore.
It was too overwhelming. The pressure was so much, and they couldn't contain them. It's so sad. Felt bad for Chukwueze. Uh, but again, I think maybe it's a blessing in disguise so that they can concentrate more on the league and try to be in Europe.
Well, the question is this. Looking at the Feyenoord team, I mean, last week when we were talking about this particular first leg, when we were reviewing the first leg, one of the things you said was every home team, especially AC Milan, we are going to take the day.
Of course.
However, that prediction did not come to pass. Do you think this season of the Champions League might probably spring up a surprise on, on the major contenders?
For me, it's just giving Liverpool and Barcelona uh, more chances to
Progress.
to progress and lay claim to the title. Because if you look at it in the bracket of Barca Liverpool, I think if you look at the teams there now, AC Milan is stumped out. Atlanta is stumped out. So, teams that can cause problems are going out. And the problem is the teams that are doing it will not. I don't think they will be able to do it when they meet these guys. So
But, but
again, it's the Champions League, and I like the vibe it's giving.
well, Champions League is the league of surprises, and I hope probably maybe we get to see a surprise. I mean, it shouldn't be all the time that we get to see big teams take the day. But in any case, let's shift gears. There's another interesting game last night. The game produced 6 goals. Monaco, you know, gave a good account of themselves from the onset. They were there for the result. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way. Benfica were able to be able to win that particular game, scoring the third goal, making it 3-3, and ensuring that they qualified on aggregate 4-3. Um, Both teams displays offensive tactics, resulting in a chilling 3-3 draw. Benfica decisive goal by Ocon in the 84th minute ensured Benfica advancement with a 4-3 aggregate. What do you make of that particular game? Monaco, as at the 84th minute, Monaco felt they probably get an extra time. Monaco, they were, they were putting Benfica under a whole lot of pressure. Benfica did not play exceptionally well in that particular game. However, they were able to grind out the result. What do you make of that particular game? Owing to the fact that it was a free scoring game and the game could have gone anywhere.
Again, that's when you have a team that has been a somewhat of a little giant in Europe. Europe, every European tournament, you always find Benfica somewhere. Europa Cup, Champions League. Benfica will always hanging around there somewhere. And I said it. I said it last week that Benfica is going to go through because of their history in Europe, and we can see what is happening. And they eventually went through. Of course, it's not an easy game. Monaco was not ready to stay down also. It was an amazing game. I love the back and forth between them, and at the end of the day, Benfica took the day. And again, it's just a testament to the fact that this season's Champions League, we might have a funny final if we don't take care. But again, it's going to be usual suspect that is going to win.
The usual suspect. I'm guessing you are thinking of the likes of Madrid, Barcelona, and just. However, if you look at the Monaco side, um, the Monaco side made me remember the Monaco of 2004. They didn't win the Champions League. They had the likes of Morata. They had the likes of what's his name now? They had the likes of Patrice Evra, a whole lot of this younger guy. There was a Bakayoko there, the team
Adebayo,
Bakayoko, Adebayo, a whole
Milan
lot of
Baron.
them, Milan Baros, a whole lot of them. They got to the finals of the Champions League, but they eventually lost to a Mourinho's Porto. Most of them, they are not a very big name in the, if you look at the players that they have assembled at the moment. However, the team has shown that they are much more effective. Do you think this will probably be a booster for them? I remember also in their league, they've been very fantastic. They dispatched their opponent over the weekend, scoring 7 goals, and that's a testament of how good they are. Do you think they are a team that we should watch out for in the next season's Champions League?
Yes, of course. I like the way they play. The game against Barca, I think it was their first game. The way they press Barca and pull Barca on the back foot was amazing. And immediately I was watching with someone and I was saying this Monaco side they are going to cause trouble. They are going to do crazy things, and they didn't let me down. Obviously, luck again is part of football. I feel yesterday maybe luck was against them because Benfica didn't really play exceptionally well. Um, it was just amazing performance from both teams. Again, I feel the Monaco side amazing talents they've churned out together, and next season it might be amazing for them.
Okay, that's
But
fantastic.
that's if they don't start selling, because the problem with all these things are it was not like back in the days. The problem now is when you assemble talent and before you know it, PSG comes, United comes, and all this big team comes and then come and grab one or two players and they have to start rebuilding again, and then there will be nowhere to be found next season. So if they can keep their talents together, add one or two, then they can perform again next season.
Well, I think that would be very difficult. The reason is that is this. There is a Paris FC, who has gotten some Arab investors.
Yeah.
Paris FC, they are in the same city with PSG,
Yeah,
and
same. The stadium is beside each other.
yeah,
It's almost like
Liverpool and Everton.
Merseyside derby kind of a thing because
Yeah.
some of Liverpool and Everton.
So I mean, Paris FC. I think the owners are from Qatar or Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure, but they are one of these oil Gulf states. One of them, they are investing in that particular club, and I can bet it with you, a whole lot of Monaco players might probably leave for that because I mean they are in the market shopping for players that probably make them much more competitive. But in any case, let's see how that pans out. They've done well in this year's Champions League, and they deserve all the hype. In as much as they were dumped out by Benfica, I mean sometimes experience matter, and Benfica, went through because of the experience that they have. Another team that seems to be struggling in the Champions League is Bayern Munich. A whole lot of people have been saying company is not the person to take them forward in terms of how they want to proceed in the Champions League. I mean, it took an Alfonso Davies 93 and some seconds before he was able to score that equalizer that gave them the edge. They were already preparing, for extra time. Um, Schmeichel, Kasper, the younger Schmeichel, was very amazing in goal. He was very fantastic in goal. Celtic too, they were relentless, in their attacking Bayern Munich left, right, and center, until Bayern Munich was able to, to steal the shine. Alfonso Davies scored the stoppage time equalizer in the 94th minute, securing Bayern's place in the next round. Despite Celtic valiant effort, taking the lead through Nicolas Cohn in the 63rd minute, Celtic fell short of advancing. What do you make of that particular game? The game was very pulsating.
That's luck, and European experience. Again, Celtic amazing yesterday. From the first leg, they managed to stay in the tie. If the game has gone 3-0, 4-0 in the first leg, yesterday would have been indifferent. All their performance would have counted. But because they managed to stay in the game from the first leg, scoring that goal was very important. The 2-1, the goal they scored in the first leg yesterday, they came out blazing. They were so amazing, and the way they played, the way they actually played, I was a bit shocked. But again, but I just feel I was more shocked at Bayern Munich's performance. Bayern Munich's performance. If they go on like this, I don't know. When they went to go and hire company, I was like, what are these guys doing? Because if you go like this, if you meet a decent coach, any check as Bayern Munich beat any decent team this season.
No, I don't think so.
That's
Even Bayern Leverkusen, they
check.
ended up drawing.
They will draw. I was telling some a friend of mine was asking me about Bayern Munich. He thinks Bayern Munich will win. He wants to put some money up there. I specifically tell him, one, it's a big game. Don't go close to it. Two, it's Bayern Munich. This Bayern Munich is not something you can place your money on, because at the end of the day they are not playing that kind of football. Because you can see, check all the big teams when he played Barcelona, it was trashing, as in big trashing.
True.
It was trashing. When he played all these guys, it was so company for me. I don't know what the owners were thinking when they hired company, because he's a guy that brought Burnley to the league, relegated Burnley back to the championship, and you went to get him. I don't know.
Okay,
Now company has the players that can run. There was a time he had a dig at Ronaldo, saying he only wants players that can run at Burnley. Now you have the players that can run at Bayern, and you can't do anything with it. You have all the stars in this world there. Sane, Gnabry,
Musiala, uh,
Musiala, all these
um,
guys, Goseka, Harry Kane, the the ever present Simola. All these guys are there. Experience is in the team, youthfulness is in the team, speed is in the team, calm is in the team. One of the best midfielders in the world, Joshua Kimmich, is in the team, and you're playing like this.
but, but, but,
And
but
maybe the best goalkeeper in the world is your goalkeeper, and this is how you play.
yeah, but the question is this. I mean, I watched that particular game. In the first half, Celtic struck the bar. Celtic had about two chances cleared off the line by the defense of Bayern Munich. And you said something earlier when you were talking about this. You said something about if they had played a decent team, I mean, the result would have been
It
different.
would have been very different.
Is it more of a fact that company is unable to get the best out of his team? Because a lot of people might argue that, I mean, he will probably win the Bundesliga, but I mean, Bayern Munich is they are
They
always
will win.
certain of winning the Bundesliga. Apart from the fact that Leverkusen came out last season, they are always certain of winning the Bundesliga. But in Europe, it seems they are losing their grip and they don't have answers to that.
They will win the Bundesliga because Bayer Leverkusen led them. Bayer Leverkusen practically led them and say, okay, take, you have it. Bayer I think has so many draws, but they've only lost one match against Leipzig. They had so many draws. That's where the problem is. So if they win the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen practically handed over to them and say, take, I let you win, go. Because Tell me what is Bayern Munich doing? No top team this season. No top team. They don't want any.
Hmm.
Any.
That's very interesting. I wonder, I wonder how they are going to handle, the next game in the Champions. But in any case, let's go to the giant killers. A lot of people do not give them any chance. A whole lot of people felt, um, playing against Atlanta was a done deal for them. They were not going to qualify. I'm 100% sure you two said it that Club Brugge will be dumped out, and Club Brugge has surprised everybody. Yes, the first leg, the way they won the first leg, I don't agree with it. Um, I don't think that last minute penalty was
Mm.
worth a shout. I think it was a 50-50 call, and if I were refereeing at that particular point in time, I wouldn't have given it. But in any case, I mean, since it was a 50-50 chance, it could go either way. Um, Club Brugge early goal from Salibi in the third and 27th minute set the tone for a commanding, performance. Atlanta struggled. Ademola Lookman's goal in the 46 minutes provided a brief hope, but defensive lapses proved costly. One of the things that has been very consistent with the side from Bergamo is this. When you expect them to deliver, they always mess up. This is not the first time Gasparini's team, will fail to deliver on their promise. They've done it a couple of times. They've done it multiple times that, you would expect them that they should be able to, dispatch smaller opponents in terms of quality. I mean, you not compare the quality of Atlanta, an Europa League winner, to, a Club Brugge that even in the Belgian league, they are currently struggling. They are not on top of the league at the moment. And, they're able to dispatch Atlanta 3-0. What do you make of that particular game?
Again, first things first. I would say Atlanta.
3-1 rather, sorry, 3-1
No,
rather. And,
Atlanta.
and, and Steven at home.
Yes, Atlanta. They are practically nothing without Lookman. I feel all their game is built around Lookman. And yesterday when Lookman played, you could see the difference, the way he played, and the way attacking and everything was going through Lookman. Scored, scored a goal. Was ruled out, missed the penalty. Now this is where the problem is. That's why I always say African player. If you get an offer abroad to play, go and play abroad. If you get an offer to go and play in Saudi, say Al Hilal or Al whatever, how only God knows how something called you and say, come and play, come and receive $20 million, and you're not going to pay tax, you're not going to pay anything. Go. Because these clubs in Europe, they don't rate African players like that. Now, with everything that Ademola Lookman has done, with the whole thing, Ademola Lookman was pushing Atlanta yesterday, and we could all see it. He missed the penalty. They lost the game. The coach had to say at the end of the game, Ademola Lookman is one of the worst penalty takers he has seen. He didn't know why he even went there to take the penalty, because he, even in training, he always missed penalty. Why will the coach say that?
Hmm.
Why will the coach say that? Now they lost the game. It's bad enough that the guy missed the penalty. Why are you coming out to put him down? This is one of your best players, if not your best player. And again, you could see yesterday, Ademola Lookman was everywhere. He wanted it so much. You could see the way he was playing. I really felt bad for him. I really felt bad because he missed the penalty, scored a goal, ruled it out, scored goals, and if everything had gone his way, they would have probably be going through. He should blame the defense that was letting in 3 goals, because 3 goals is too big to let in from a club side.
But the question is this. I mean, I saw the, after match interview of the coach, and I was a bit disappointed with the comments he made. However, I think the coach should have apportioned the blame where the blame should go. Yes, Adman Lukman is not the best of penalty takers. Even the best of players, they miss penalties, and missing penalty is also part of football. But the question has been, how do you let in 3 goals? What were the defense looking?
That's what I'm saying.
Adman Lukman will not be the striker and also be the defender at the same time. It doesn't work that way. I would have expected, the defense of Atlanta to do much more better. Do you think with this now, they'll probably be able to compete very well in the league? I mean, one of the reasons why they've been
Yeah.
struggling in the league is they were thinking about the Champions League, but now there's no Champions League anymore.
Yes, they'll be able to perform very well in the league. No Champions League again. So now the league is there. Everyone is there in the league. So now it's going to be a 3-horse race between Inter, Napoli, and Atlanta, because the points between them, I think, is just 5 points. The point
Yeah,
between Napoli and Atlanta is just 5 points, and that's just 2 games, and you never can say what happens.